What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. We running with Kai. Today we're gonna talk about goals. I work today, so we're gonna run 2 miles. The goal is to run those in under 15 minutes, and yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all. So I just finished the 4 mile. Wait, I said 4. Just finished the 2 mile. I ran 13:53. The first mile was 6:54. The second one was 7:01. I really wanted to run faster than I did on the second mile than my first one. Like, I wanted to beat that time to try to run under 6 in both. But as you see, we're getting better though. The goal was 15, and you know what I'm saying. We beat that by like a minute and 7 seconds, which is pretty good. I definitely go a little bit harder, but my knees, like, it's that drive trying to keep going. Like, after the first mile, like, your legs just get numb, and it's like, bro, I want to quit, you know what I'm saying? But today we're going to be talking about goals, setting goals, and trying to achieve our goals and stuff like that. So let's do it. All right, y'all. So let's talk goals, right? Goals are meant to be set, they're meant to be achieved, and they're meant to be done. Like, a lot of people set goals and they just forget or move on for their goals without ever actually trying to go and achieve it. They're meant to be went after, you know what I'm saying? When you set goals for things that you want in your life, bro, you're making life 10 times easier because you know what you're chasing after. You know what all your hard work and extra hours and all that extra stuff that you're doing is going towards. It's going towards achieving whatever goal it is, whether it's saving your first 10,000, moving out your parents' crib, buying your first house, buying your first car, whatever it is, bro. Like, we set those goals because we are trying to achieve them, right? Or it's to get a raise, or it's to get into a certain field, or goals doesn't have to be super big and it doesn't have to be super small, right? Everybody has a different thing that's different and set to their life, right? What works for them. They have a goal that's achievable or something that they want to achieve in their life, right? Goals aren't meant to be put so you can compare to somebody else, right? A lot of the times we set goals because we want to keep up with things that we feel as if we need to. So, say your goal is to get your first car, right? Your first car doesn't have to be the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT63 because that will make everybody look. Your first car can be a little 2013 Toyota Camry that gets you from A to B. You feel me? And a lot of people think, oh, but I want to go big if I work so hard. But it's like, you work so hard not to prove to anybody else, but you worked hard to prove to yourself, right? Then after you get something that works for you, then you can set your goals higher and higher and higher. We're always looking for the next thing to make us feel something, right? And now we're not always supposed to keep chasing after things to just make us feel something until we die and we're like, dang, like, we didn't enjoy it. But once you accomplish those things, we talked about this in another video, once you accomplish these things, right, you're supposed to sit and live in it and realize, okay, what's the next goal? The next goal doesn't have to be in that same category of what you just achieved. And I think that's where a lot of people get it twisted. So I know for me personally, I have 2 really big goals right now. One is moving out my mom's crib, and 2 is getting a new car, right? As y'all know, I push a little baby blue 2013 Hyundai Elantra. I call her Sally, right? I love Sally to death, and Sally's a great car. She gets me from A to B. But I've had Sally since high school, and it's just time for something new, something more that I want. And I can go out and get realistically whatever car I really want, but I want something that I can feel as if I'm going to want for the rest of my life. Something that I can look at every day and be like, I'm motivated to work. I'm motivated to just keep doing things because this is what my hard work has gotten me, right? And I'm working up to that goal to achieve the thing that I want to get and to achieve the thing that I want to drive that car that I want, right? And I set that goal, and now I know what I'm doing, right? I'm taking the extra steps to get to that goal. I'm taking up extra hours at work. I'm going in on my off days. I'm doing a little bit of things here and there. I'm doing side hustles. I'm doing whatever it takes to put extra money in my pocket on top of whatever bills I have to pay, so I don't have to really feel like, oh, dang, this money has to go to that when this could have went to the car. You know what I'm saying, right? And then also, just moving out, right? We save and we save. I want to put money aside so when I'm ready, I can get up and go to move out and go to do whatever I want to do and just enjoy being on my own and being free and having, my own, you know what I'm saying? So we set goals so we can know what we're chasing after at the moment, right? Because my goals right now might not be the same goals that I have in 10, 15, 20 years, obviously, right? So a lot of the times, a lot of people set these goals and they just forget about them. They just, it's but you got to remember, we set them because we are chasing after something in that moment. Find the hunger, find the want, find the desire to chase after these things, right? Surround yourself with people with like-minded goals or people that have goals of their own, because then that mentality that they have will eventually rub off on you. You will see the things that they're chasing after, and you're for yourself going to be like, dang, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? My homie working super hard because he wants a car. And then my homie, like, for instance, all my partners right now, we all trying to get new cars, right? We all want to get new cars. We all want geek shit. You feel me? We want something hard. We want something that's like, when you see us, you're like, yeah, that's them. You feel me? And so when one of us see us working, like, it really pushes the other person, and not even like a competitive or hating way, but more so, bro, we build each other up. The people that you surround yourself with is gonna help you get to those goals faster, right? If you want to go far, you go together, bro. You feel me? Now I can understand going alone. I can understand that, if you don't got the right people around you. But when you do find those right people, keep them close. Keep them close, because I promise you, when you kick it with the right people, that can change the whole trajectory of your life. It can change everything. When you hang around like-minded people that want to push you to just doing better and being wiser and doing certain things. When you hang around those people, bro, you're gonna set your eyes further than you could ever imagine. But you have to set those goals. Another thing is, a lot of people, when they set their goals, they sometimes set it too short, right? They purposely undermine what they think that they can do. Is my camera sliding? They purposely set it short to undermine what they think that they can do, or they set it too high to something that's not realistic right now, right? We're supposed to set goals to things that we can achieve, that is realistic, right? Now that doesn't mean to sell yourself short, but that doesn't mean to set the goal so high that you can't achieve it in this time frame. Set a time frame for what is realistic for you in your life to achieve this goal, to achieve things that you want. If you want to save a certain type of dollar amount or whatever it is, right? Plan out a few months. Plan out how you're going to spend. Plan out every little thing about that goal, so that when you do get closer and closer, you know what exact steps you need to take. When you set your goal too high, you don't know what it takes, because you've never been up there. You've never did it, right? Now, if you see yourself progress, you see the work, and you see everything that's coming in, right? So let me put it like this. Imagine your goal is to get to 100K, imagine your goal is to first build a small following, right? We'll use that as an example. Or actually, we'll use it as money. We'll use money as an example, because I think that's a little bit better, right? So say your goal is you want to make a good amount of money. You want to put a good amount of money in your savings. A good first goal, depending on your age, I'll say it's $10,000, right? But you don't want to just first say, hey, you've never made $10,000, but you want to jump to, I want 100,000. You're not going to do that, right? So that's with any other goal in your life. You don't want to go from, you know what I'm saying? I haven't had any experience in this field or that, but I just want to jump to the max and be one of the best of the best. It takes time, right? So you set goals little by little. Like for me personally, I set my goals very small at first, right? So when I was younger, it was I want to make my first $1,000. And then, you do that fast. You do that after a check or two, or your first check when you're younger. You're like, okay, I made $1,000, right? And then after that, you're going to sit there and you're like, okay, what's my next goal, right? And then what I did is I said, okay, when I was younger, it was 1,000. Then I'm seeing 5,000, right? Now I want to see 10,000, right? Then you want to save that 20,000. When you save that 20,000, then I would say, okay, let's shoot for 50, right? We could shoot for 100, because you see that it's possible. You see in the time and what it takes. You know what's realistic based off what you make, or your work ethic, or what you're putting in and what you're getting out. You know what's achievable for that goal. But again, you have to put in the work. You have to make it realistic. You have to make it achievable, and you have to be disciplined. That's a big word. Discipline, bro. A lot of people, when they're trying to achieve a goal or achieve certain things in their life, they're not disciplined at all. They don't have no want or no hunger, right? They don't want to sacrifice going out. They don't want to sacrifice things like eating out. They don't want to sacrifice all these things. They want to achieve their goal while they're still being undisciplined and living in the things that they want to do. You're never gonna achieve those goals. Me personally, right now, I ain't been going out to eat. I've been stacking every dollar. Every dollar been going to every single check, bro. Every check is going into a savings, it's going to a high yield account, it's going to an IRA, it's going into all these different things, because I want, when I'm ready to move out, I have savings on savings on savings, and I have my money that I can just sit here, pay my bills with, and everything's chilled. You feel me? I can use the credit, I can use all that other stuff, right? But I want my money to look so good, so when I'm ready to be an adult and ready to go into the world and really move on my own, I'm prepared for it, right? That's setting goals. So even if my first goal is, okay, I want to save $100 from every check, $50 from every check to here, 50 to here, 100 to there, right? That's setting a goal, right? It's something so small, but it's going to make a big difference in the run. It's just something that you have to do consistently, and you have to really try to put your time into, right? You have to really make some sacrifices into doing those things, and to really pushing into achieving those goals. If you want to have 10,000 into your savings, or 10,000 into whatever your account, or 100,000, you have to really make those sacrifices. You have to say, hey, I don't need no more clothes. I don't need no more shoes. I can chill this week. You have to make those sacrifices for yourself, right? And I think that's what scares a lot of people about goal settings, because they're scared of the discipline that comes with it. They're scared of having to make a sacrifice. So that's why they don't do it. right? Or they set their goals really small, so when they achieve it, it makes them feel good. It gives that small little rush of, yeah, I did it. But it's like, you set your goal so small, you knew you were gonna hit that goal within the first day or two. You know what I'm saying? You were scared of a long-term goal, of something with true commitment, because you're scared of failure. You're scared of not reaching that goal at the time that you set. You're scared of having to push your body past the limits of what you've expected. You're scared. And that's why a lot of people set these super duper small goals, because they're scared of, what if I don't do it? But if you live in fear, you ain't never gonna win. If you live in the fear of, I can't, I won't do it, or my goal is too hard to achieve, then that goal was never made for you. You never put in the real work. You never did all the things that you said you was gonna do. You never push yourself. You never push yourself to the limit to see if it even was achievable. And that's why a lot of people quit on their goals. They give up before they even get the opportunity to get to the win. Like, man, you gotta fall in love with it. You gotta fall in love with whatever you're chasing, whatever you're trying to reach. You gotta fall in love with it to the point to when you do get it, it really feels like you earned it, right? You say, damn, I can take a rest. I can finally take a break. That's how it should feel, right? Don't be afraid to set goals. Write it out. Put it in your notes. Put it in your notes app. We all got a phone. Put it in your notes app on your phone. Write it out. Put it on your wall. Make sure you can see it every day, so you can remember every day while you wake up, you're chasing after a goal, bro. I have a few goals. I want to be in shape. But just saying I want to be in shape isn't the best thing. So I gotta say, okay, I wanna look like this, or I wanna eat this much, or I wanna be at this weight, right? That's setting a goal. I wanna be at this weight by this time. So then I have a goal to go after, right? I wanna lift this much by this time. So I have a goal what to go after, right? I eat more. I'm getting more rest. I'm doing more things to help me achieve those goals, bro. Every little step when it comes to goal setting is important, because that's gonna define you, and it's gonna build character, and it's gonna build discipline. Right? It's going to set you up. And when you have discipline in one aspect of your life, when you start setting goals, you're going to have discipline in all aspects of your life. So when you start setting goals in one thing, whether it's your job or relationships or whatever it may be, right? When you start setting goals in that, when it comes to other stuff, it's going to be easier, because you've slowly been making yourself more disciplined, right? I run, although sometimes I do not want to run. Today I did not want to run, bro. But again, I set that goal that I want to go run every day or almost every other day, so I can stay conditioned, so I can stay in shape, so I can just get outside and touch some grass, right? I set these goals so I can sit there and say, yeah, okay, I've chased after this, I've achieved it. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good, because after I've done running, I feel as if I did something, right? That's the point. We chase after these goals so we can feel as if we did something, so we accomplished something. We're keeping ourselves, and we're keeping what we're trying to do it's keeping us disciplined, right? And a lot of the times, we need discipline. That's what most people are missing. A lot of people have the hunger, but they just don't have the discipline to showcase that true hunger that they have, that true desire that they have, right? Again, set a goal. Have a mission. Have a goal. Have multiple goals, bro. Don't be embarrassed. Your goal is for you and you only. It ain't for nobody else. A lot of people set goals for what they think other people might approve of, but this is between you and you. It ain't everybody ain't got to know. Everybody want a luxury apartment. You want a luxury apartment, you ain't never moved out your parents' crib. Just set a simple goal. Move into something that's realistic for you in your price range. Ain't nothing wrong with it. A lot of people want to live so much above what they can do when they can live right in their means, and they can enjoy life more. They'll feel more at peace because they feel as if they're not trying to keep up. Remember, the goal is between you and yourself, bro. You're hustling for you and yourself every day. Every day. All right? All right, y'all. With that being said, we're going to end the video right here. Again, we'll be back at it hopefully tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I don't want to kill my quads because, again, I got to work. But, yeah. So, like always, like, comment, subscribe, share. And, I hope it really helps somebody. You know what I'm saying? I hope the goal is to push this as far as possible. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers. We're about 10 away. So, let's do that. But with that being said, I'll see y'all when I see y'all.